If you're stepping onto a college campus this fall, this video is exactly for you. Today, I'm going to be giving you guys a college packing list so that you have everything that you need to be prepared and successful this upcoming fall. If this is your first time seeing my face on your screen, my name is Anthony. I'm a college student athlete at the University of Kentucky, and I've just finished my freshman year of college. I've gained a little bit of knowledge throughout my first year to know what to bring and what to pack coming into college. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump straight on into the video. So I separated this video up into 5 different categories. So we have dorm, clothing, technology, school supplies, kitchen, and random items that don't really fit into any specific category. The first category that I want to start off with is the clothing category. The first thing that I advise y'all to bring is comfortable walking shoes. I cannot stress this enough. For me personally, throughout the first week of college, my classes were very far and I didn't know how to use the bus system at the time. I would have to walk like 20-25 minutes to my classes just because I didn't really know how the bus stop worked and all that type of stuff. My comfortable walking shoes really came in handy. My comfortable walking shoes were my Yeezy foam runners. Those shoes right there have probably seen the whole University of Kentucky's campus. I use those shoes to walk everywhere, especially if you're a freshman coming into campus. Trust me, you're going to be doing a lot of walking within those first couple months, so a comfortable walking shoe is a must. College game day gear. I made the mistake of not bringing any of the college gear that I had purchased when I visited my school back with me when I moved in. Please don't make that mistake, because when it was time for like the football games in the earlier parts of the year, I didn't really have any Kentucky gear to wear because all of it was at home. I would see the other students in the student section wearing cool, fashionable Kentucky gear, and then there was me with like a blue shirt on trying to support the best way I could. I know a lot of colleges are different. At some schools, the students don't wear their college apparel to the football games or basketball games, but just be prepared either way, because you don't want to go to a game and you feel like you're singled out because you don't have any game day apparel. You know what I'm saying? Athletic clothes. 9 times out of 10, athletic clothes are going to be what you're walking around the majority of time on campus. Within that like first week or two, a lot of people are wearing like outfits and stuff, but after that, you're gonna see athletic gear across the board. I'm telling you. Definitely still bring like fashionable clothes so you can still get fly every now and then, but the majority of the clothes that you pack should be athletic and comfortable clothes, because trust me, you're gonna be wearing that a lot more than you're wearing all those other fashionable clothes that you bought. Another thing that I would say to bring is hats and beanies. There's gonna come a time in the school year where you're gonna wake up and you don't have a haircut, your hair looks crazy, the whole 9. But I have been there numerous of times. So to save yourself from looking crazy, just put a hat or a beanie on. I've done that so many times where I just woke up and I didn't feel like brushing my hair or putting anything in my hair. I just put the beanie on and walked out the door. Climatable clothing. And by that, I mean clothing that fits the area that you're going to be going to school in. So if you're going to college in Florida, please do not pack a bunch of sweatpants and long sleeve shirts, because you're going to college in Florida. It's gonna be hot. Make sure you pack a bunch of short sleeve shirts, shorts, and all that good stuff. And same goes for the people who are going to school in a colder area like New York or New Jersey. Make sure you're packing your winter coat, your boots, your gloves, all that type of stuff, because you're gonna need it at some point. And lastly, for this category, I would say bring slippers or slides. You can wear your slippers and slides just to like walk around your dorm hallway, go downstairs if you want to get a snack. You don't really want to be roaming around in like bare feet or just your socks, because that can be a little unsanitary at times. I'm saying walking in your socks is like unsanitary, but I definitely did that a couple times. Hey, we don't judge on my channel, okay? We don't judge over here. Moving on to the next category. So the first thing that I would recommend you bring for your dorm is a rolling laundry basket. I know every dorm is different, but trust me, you do not want to be carrying your 20-pound luggage down the hallway just to go wash it. I made the mistake of not purchasing a rolling laundry basket last school year, and I was suffering. It wasn't even the fact that my laundry was too heavy for me to carry. It's just the fact that I could have made it easier for myself by buying a rolling laundry basket so I didn't have to carry all my clothes up and down the stairs. So the next thing I would recommend is plug-in air fresheners. A lot of college campuses do not allow you to have candles inside your dorm. There may come a time where your dorm might smell a little bit and you're gonna need something to ease the smell. You can also just get Febreze and just have Febreze in your dorm, but I personally really like the air fresheners where you can just plug it into the wall and it makes your whole dorm and place smell good. A heater or a fan. I personally had a temperature controlled room. I lived in a suite on campus and I could like play with the temperature and whatnot, but during the winter time, it would get really cold in my room because I would sleep next to the window and all the cold air would just come through my room and stuff like that. If I could go back, I definitely would have had a heater because it was freezing in there sometimes, and I really don't like to go to sleep in the cold. I would actually prefer to go to sleep in a hotter environment than a really cold environment. You're gonna want to personalize your environment and make it to how you like it, so having a heater or a fan would make that way easier for you. The next thing is a broom and a mop. There were so many times last year where me and my roommate's dorm needed to be cleaned, and we did not have a broom or a mop. Luckily, we did have a vacuum, so we were still able to clean up the floor a little bit, but we also had hardwood floors in our dorm, so it didn't really get cleaned all the way. So yeah, just bring a broom and a mop because you just never know when you might need it. A shoe rack. This may be self-explanatory as to why you would need this, but I did not have a shoe rack last year, and a lot of my shoes were just all over the floor. Mind you, I brought too many shoes to college. I brought way too many shoes to college, but that's a story for another day. But yeah, in my college room, the shoes was just everywhere. So that's why I'm telling y'all, get a shoe rack so that all of your stuff can be organized and everything. An extension cord. Before you step into those dorms, you never know where the outlets are gonna be. So just bring an extension cord beforehand so that you're prepared. Along with that, make sure you have one of those like 10 feet long chargers, because in my dorm, I would have to like turn a certain way just to like charge my phone. I should have just bought one of those big 10 feet chargers, but I just didn't. I don't know why. A mattress topper. Now this depends on your bed comfortability level. In my dorm back in Kentucky, my bed was perfectly fine the way it was, but I have heard a lot of people did use a mattress topper on their beds at my school, so I would advise you to bring one of those if you think your bed or mattress that the school gives you may not be that comfortable to you. The next thing that I advise y'all to bring is clothing hangers, and lots of them. For track, they gave us so much gear, and it got to a point where I ran out of clothing hangers, and the stuff that I was getting, like my gear and stuff for track, it would just be on the floor in my closet because I had no more clothing hangers. So if you're a person who's gonna be ordering a lot of clothes at school, or you know, you're coming in with a bunch of clothes, bring a lot of clothing hangers because you're gonna need them and they're gonna get filled up pretty fast. The next thing that I would recommend is blackout curtains. I struggled a lot with my sleep during the early months of college, but my blackout curtains really saved me because a lot of the times the light from my window, it would shine through and wake me up very early in the morning, like around 6 a.m. But once I got my blackout curtains, I was sleeping for like 8 hours straight. And finally, for the dorm essentials, I would say make sure you have some cleaning supplies like Clorox wipes, Windex, stuff like that. Clorox wipes were a lifesaver in my dorm. I would wipe down all my door handles, my desk, my table and stuff. It was a lifesaver. Just having like general cleaning supplies in your dorm is really gonna come in handy. Now it's time for the school supplies. So before I came into college, I don't know if you guys remember, but I had made a whole back to school supply shopping video. Bad idea. I didn't really end up using any of that stuff. I would just make sure you have like 1 or 2 big notebooks that you could use to write in. Nowadays, I feel like a lot of colleges use like online resources such as Canvas and stuff like that, so you may not need your notebook that often. Now what I will say that you definitely for sure need is a lot of writing utensils. There will be a lot of times where I would be in class and we had to check our names in for attendance and I did not have a writing utensil at all. So I would have to ask some of the people in the room if they had a pencil or a pen or whatnot so that I can sign my name in. Don't be that guy or girl. Don't be that person. Make sure you have a writing utensil on handy that you can use whenever you need it. I will say that the school supplies that you need are going to differ depending on what you're majoring in. I'm an IT major, so a lot of the stuff that I was doing was online and with computers. So I didn't really have to take many notes or, you know, jot a lot of stuff down. And majority of my assignments were online, which I think a lot of college campuses are doing. They're using like Canvas and stuff like that to submit assignments. A lot of my friends, they didn't have many school supplies either. They just had like 1 notebook and a pen and their iPad, and they kept it moving. We're gonna move on to the next category, which is technology. So the first thing that I will recommend is the iPad. At my school, we were fortunate enough to be given iPads, and that iPad has been so useful. Throughout my entire freshman year, almost every assignment has been submitted on my iPad. Also, as I said earlier, a lot of colleges nowadays are majority online, and they have you submit a lot of your homework assignments online. So having an iPad would literally be perfect. If you don't want to go the iPad route, you can also go the laptop route. With me being an IT major, I had to use my laptop for some of the assignments. The laptop that I personally have is a MacBook Air. I don't know the exact model or year that I have, but I do have a good functioning laptop. I recorded a lot of my assignments that I had to do on my laptop, and I actually had to use my laptop to edit a few presentations for class too, so yeah. An Apple Pen. This is really good for taking notes in class because you can write everything out, especially if you have the Apple Pen and iPad combo. Also, the Apple Pen is really good for if you're bored in class and you just want to start like doodle to pass away the time. I'm not saying don't pay attention in class. That is not what I'm saying. I'm not gonna lie, some of the lectures and stuff be a little boring and you can tune out a little bit. Personally, I would doodle on my iPad every now and then when I knew I didn't have to put my full 100% attention into something. That probably sounds so bad. If you're one of my professors watching this video, ignore that. But that's how it be, I'm not gonna lie, that's how it be. The next thing that I would recommend is headphones. Whether that's wireless, wired headphones, AirPods, whatever. I use my headphones to walk to class all the time. There wouldn't be a time where I was walking to class and I didn't have my headphones. In the winter time with your headphones on, walking to class, it's a great feeling. That's all I'm gonna say. It's a great feeling. Also, having headphones on you is good if you're in a dorm and you know you're listening to something for class and you don't want to disturb your roommate or like vice versa. Headphones could be really good for that as well. And finally, the last thing that I have for the technology category is a scooter. Before my scooter got stolen, I was riding that scooter all the time. It turned a 20-minute walk into like a 3-minute scooter ride. And especially with all my workouts and lifting and all that type of stuff, it was really beneficial. So if you're an athlete stepping onto a college campus next year, definitely get one. Or if you're a student who just doesn't want to walk all the time, get a scooter because it's gonna come in handy. And I don't mean one of those scooters where you have to use the other foot. I mean like an actual electric scooter where you just have to push a button and it goes. Now we're gonna move into bathroom essentials. These items are gonna vary depending on what your living situation is, but these items can be used for both a personal bathroom or like a communal bathroom. The first thing is a toothbrush cover. I think this has a different name, but y'all see the picture on the screen. This is really just gonna protect your toothbrush from getting different types of germs on it and just stuff that you don't want going on your toothbrush. Next is a shower caddy. A shower caddy is just a little bucket type of thing where you can put all like your hygiene stuff in before you go into like your communal bathroom or whatever. Or you can use your shower caddy if you have like a personal bathroom as well, just so that your stuff is more organized and everything like that. Next is shower shoes. Shower shoes are gonna be very essential if you are in a dorm with a communal bathroom because nobody wants to put their bare feet on the ground where people are bathing all of their dirt in. Nobody wants to do that. I feel like you could also wear shower shoes if you are in a personal bathroom too. Everybody has their own preference. Next is a toilet bowl cleaner and plunger. Now you're mainly only gonna need these if you're in like a personal bathroom because nobody's gonna be cleaning your space for you. You're gonna have to be cleaning everything on your own. If you're in a communal bathroom, you don't really have to worry about people cleaning the shower and stuff because they probably have people who are doing that already. But if you're in a personal bathroom, you gotta have that type of stuff. Another thing for the bathroom is pine salt. Pine salt is a great cleaning product. Again, this is probably gonna be more so if you live in an area with a personal bathroom. Pine salt you can use to clean your shower, your sink, all that type of stuff. It's really easy. You just put it on the area, you put some water, you scrub. It's really easy. And pine salt smells really good too. Now we're gonna move on to the kitchen supplies. So the first thing is an air fryer. This might be against the rules. However, the year is over now. Me and my roommate, we had an air fryer and we was definitely using it. I'm not gonna lie, we was definitely using that. This may be against the rules depending on some colleges. I don't even know if it was against the rules at mine. I'm sorry if you were a previous RA of mine and you're watching this video. I apologize. But I'm not gonna lie, it was very useful because in Kentucky, we had a really big snowstorm one time and we couldn't leave the dorm for like a week. DoorDash was not that good at the time either because drivers weren't driving in the snow. So the only thing we had was the air fryer and the food that we had in the freezer. Definitely look into the rules of your dorm and everything before you purchase an air fryer because a lot of colleges are more lenient than others. The next thing is a stove, but without like the fire to it. So you just plug it into the wall and it heats up and you can cook like salmon on it, steak. But please look into your dorm policy and everything like that so that you're not breaking any rules or anything like that because you do not want to get kicked out of your dorm. Plastic plates and plastic utensils. Me and my roommate, we went the metal route and we had to like wash all of our utensils. But if I was to do it over again, I would probably just get plastic everything because it makes it so much easier. Once you put food on it and once you use a utensil, you just throw it away and get another one instead of having to put it in the sink and wash it. Yeah, I recommend just getting plastic plates and plastic utensils so you don't have to deal with the hassle of like a bunch of dishes in your sink and stuff like that. Now finally, I'm going to move on to the random category, and this is just items that didn't fit into any category but I think will be essential for your first year of college and everything like that. So the first thing is a sick basket, and in this sick basket you could have Dayquil, NyQuil, cough drops, ibuprofen, everything like that that. The first time I got sick in college, I didn't have anything on me, so I had to like walk to like the campus pantry store and purchase NyQuil and cough drops and stuff like that, just because I didn't have anything handy in my dorm. But looking back on it, if I were to do it again, I would have had all that stuff beforehand, because you more than likely are going to get sick in college and are going to have to take care of yourself. So having medicine and stuff on standby is going to be very useful. The next thing is vitamin C. Vitamin C really helped me a lot last year. I would take vitamin C pretty much every day, and it really boosted my immune system, and it made sure that I didn't get sick that often. I think in all of last year, I think I only got sick about 2 times. I didn't get sick frequently, but it was because I was taking my vitamin C daily. Especially if you're going to a new environment like college, you definitely want to make sure you're taking vitamin C, stuff like that, to boost your immune system, because your body is going into a whole different environment and it can affect you negatively if you're not taking care of yourself properly and putting the right things into yourself. Your insurance cards. There may be a time in college where you have to take yourself to the doctor, and one thing they're going to ask you for is, can they have your insurance card? And if you don't have that, you may not be able to get seen. Ever since I turned like 17, I've always just had access to my insurance card. So just having your insurance card on deck is just gonna be useful in the case that you do have to go to the doctor or go to the dentist or anything like that. A big bottle of laundry detergent and fabric softener. I learned about fabric softener in college. I didn't even know that was a thing until I saw other people and like my friends using it. You're gonna learn a lot of things in college, and that was one of the things that I learned. I didn't even know your clothes could get softer. But yeah, make sure you have a big bottle of laundry detergent and fabric softener for whenever you have to wash your clothes. That big bottle should last you a good little minute, especially since you're only gonna be washing clothes for yourself. The next thing is big bags for your move-in. I honestly don't know what these big bags are called, but I'll have the exact name on the screen. Instead of taking all of your clothes in a bunch of suitcases, get these big bags, and it's gonna save you so much space. If I were to do it all over again, my first move-in, I would have put everything in those big bags because it saved up so much space. Also, just a little tip for y'all, when you first move in to your dorm, make sure you get a bunch of snacks for your place, because you're gonna be hungry at times when you get to school and you're gonna need something to eat, and them snacks are really gonna come in handy. When you get hungry and it's like 2 a.m. and you got nothing to eat, them snacks are gonna come in handy. I'm telling you, them snacks is gonna come in handy. But yeah, those are all of the packing essentials that I have for you guys, or packing lists, whatever you wanna call it. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and were able to take something away from it, whether it was just enjoyment or whether it was stuff to put on your list for when you go to college. If you are already at your college for your first year, I hope you are enjoying yourself and you are having fun. If you are not on your campus yet, I hope you were able to take something from this video and apply it to what you're gonna bring to college. This is my first back to school video that I have for you guys. In the comments, please let me know what other back to school videos you guys want to see from me. I will catch you guys in my next video. I hope y'all enjoyed this one once again. And yeah, King Ant is out this jump.